morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well, that you all had a wonderful Easter weekend, or if you don't celebrate it, I hope that you had an absolutely wonderful weekend anyway. My name's Emily and welcome to MemilyMakes. I decided to wear one of my makes today. I'm not sure if it's very recognisable to those of you who know Stephen West's patterns, but this is my shawlography. So this was Stephen West Mystery Knit Along from 2 years ago. So this was it 2021, I think. But yes, let me remove it for a moment. It's really warm. So this is, as I said, shawlography. And it was the Mystery Knit Along shawl by Stephen West in 2021. Years are flying by, but yeah, it's massive, it's huge. It's schlanket size, as he likes to say. Rather large shawl. The yarn I used for it is, there's me trying to artfully bring it closer. There we go. The yarn I used for it is by Eden Cottage Yarns, and it's in their Milburn 4-ply, so it's a bit of silk. I believe it's a mix of merino and silk. There we go, just giving you a little tour. I did opt for the brioche, as you can see here. And controversially, I am one of those people that actually liked this border. I know there was a lot of controversy at the time when this clue came out, of that it wasn't a very nice or interesting end to the shawl. I get it, I understand that, because the rest of the shawl is, I love this bit, for example, the slip stitches. Yeah, absolutely love all the V's. Slip V's, was it? I can't remember. But yeah, there's a lot of detailing that goes throughout the shawl, a lot of very, very ingenious design, like these little prawns here. You can't really, you can just about see mine. Yeah, there's a lot of intricate design and detail going in, and then to finish with just a garter stripe at the bottom, I get it, but it was a welcome relief for me, at least, and I think it looks really effective, to be honest. Personally, you are allowed to disagree. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I was really pleased with it. The colours that I chose are very different to anything I would normally choose. Obviously this bright sort of greeny colour, I forget the colour, I think it's fern. I think that was the colour, or was that one fern? I can't remember now. But I really loved the colour palette that Eden Cottage Yarns put together, because this was a pack that I got from them. And yeah, I was so pleased, and it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm really, really pleased with it. So that is my shawlography by Stephen West. Do I put it back on? It's really warm. No, I'll leave it off for now. If I get cold, I'll put it back on. The weather's very fluctuating at the minute. Got bright sunshine outside, it's very windy. It was chucking it down yesterday and I had to put the heating on because it was so cold. But yes, fingers crossed, this is spring because I need to do some gardening, put some seeds out and all that. But anyway, gosh, where to begin? I've got quite a few updates for you this morning, today, this week. Let me look at my first one. So, I will be, at some point, very soon, changing the way I look at my whips. I posed a question, I think it was either last week or was it in my monthly, might have been in my monthly wrap-up. I forget now, I think it was my monthly wrap-up. But I posed a question, and basically the question was, do I count my gift whips in with my current whips? And in that sense, do they then count that I have to finish 2 before I can cast 1 on? So at the minute, they are counted in. So I'm not casting on gift whips when I should be. So I had a lot of comments. Thank you very much. All of the comments have been amazingly helpful, and I'm so grateful for every single one. So thank you. Just quickly, apologies. The clouds, the light, I don't know what's happening with the light today. It's fluctuating a bit. So the light may change in the video because I'm half lit by stuff and then half lit by daylight. So just bear that in mind. Anyway, so I had a lot of really, really helpful comments, and the overarching theme was that gift whips should not be counted in my current whips. So in that sense, I need to restructure how I'm thinking about it. So in my next month end wrap up, I will have thought about it and I will have restructured. So gift projects and also scrappy projects should not be counted, is what was suggested. And I think you're right. I do agree. I think I was just trying to figure out a way to keep the whips down and not overwhelm myself. But the problem is I'm getting anxious because I'm not casting on these gift whips and I want to cast them on. So that's partially changed and I'll show you in a minute. But at the minute, I'm sort of letting gift whips be their own thing, their own entity, if you like, because they have deadlines. We've got to get them done. There's no point putting them off and off and off. We need to get them done, so cast them on. It's fine. So I will jump into that a little bit more in a bit later on in the podcast. Mini spoiler there for you. The next thing that I wanted to touch upon was I had an absolutely wonderful comment. Basically, not really questioning how I'm currently doing things, but sort of questioning my method, if you like, or posing questions to me that could help me structure the way I currently look at things. And it has, to be honest, it's given me a lot to think about. So thank you so much for that comment. I've got a lot to think about, let's put it that way. It was really, really helpful. And it really kind of made me stop and think, oh, hang on a minute. Why am I trying to cut down my whips? In the grand scheme of things, there's not that many. They don't stress me out, if you like. I think my biggest problem is I don't like them sitting around the house, bags of works in progress just sitting around. I don't like it. So that's half the reason. The other half of the reason is because I have a number of paused whips, a number of problem whips that have been sitting around, in some cases for years. So that stresses me out. And in that sense, it kind of made me think, when the question was posed, it made me think, well, those are the problem. It's not the new projects that are the problem, it's the paused whips that are the problem. So in that sense, what I really should be doing is pulling out a paused whip and working on that alongside all my other projects throughout the week. Because it stresses me out when I start to lose steam on a project. I get very excited, start a project, and in some cases, projects take a little longer than I'd hoped. And in that sense, I tend to lose a bit of steam with it. And that's when it starts to slowly drift towards the paused whip pile. And then when it's in the paused whip pile, it just sits there and I get stressed because it's paused and I don't know what I'm going to do. So I think what I need to do in light of this comment, I think what I do need to do is to pull out a paused whip and work on that each week alongside everything else. But again, every single comment has been amazing and it really has made me look at things. I've got another one to bring up quickly as well. I realise I'm reaching 10 minutes and I'm still on the opening. I'm sorry. But honestly, all of your comments have been absolutely amazing and massive food for thought. So I'm so grateful. So the next and final update, if you like, there was a comment on my Battenberg blanket. Now, I did say that I wasn't sure about it, and I think it's because of all the ends. There's a lot of ends to tie in. So the comment was that this person is doing the Battenberg blanket as well. And what she said was that she ties in the ends after every square that she's finished, which I think is genius. I don't know why. It's because I don't like tying in ends. I don't think about these things. So if I just quickly show you, this is one of those squares. As you can see, they are very, very tiny. So you're going to end up with a lot of ends. There's I say a lot of ends. There's 2 ends per square. But that's them. I mean, they're beautiful. And I think all together in a blanket, it's going to look absolutely stunning. So I do want the project. I do really want it. So I'm going to take your advice and I'm going to tie off all the ends, sew them all in. I might even block the squares. I don't know yet. I'm going a bit wild there. And then when they're all tied in, blocked, if I decide to block them, I can put them in a bag, keep them separate. Now, the other thing that was touched upon in that comment was to have a look at Sandra Paul's YouTube channel, because Sandra Paul apparently has a tutorial, just going to put that down, a tutorial on how to connect the squares as you go. So it's not going to be a massive chore at the end when you've finished all your squares and then you've got to crochet them all together. It's going to be a mammoth task. So I need to have a look at that video. So thank you again so much for that comment. I will have a look at that video. I think the only thing that might be a smidge different for me is I'm not sure if I'm going to crochet them all together at one time, because I'm still not sure what sort of squares I'm going to do in between, because the Battenberg blanket is colourful squares surrounded by like a muted, say like this grey for example, or a white or something like that. So the squares touching the colourful squares will be one colour, and that's throughout the blanket. So my idea was not to do that, just to have the colourful squares. But for example, this is the remaining yarn from, these are all from my advent from 2022. I have a lot left, so there's going to be quite a few of these squares. So I'm not sure what order I want them in, is where I'm getting with that. So yeah, I'm not sure about the crocheting it all together as I go, but that is something that I'll think about when I get a good pile of squares and I know a bit more how the blanket's going to form. At the minute, I don't know how it's going to form, so I'm just going to tie in the ends. Thank you so much. Absolutely amazing suggestion. See, this is what I love about the comments and, you know, having you guys reach out to me, because you're highlighting things that would be really, really helpful and things that I don't necessarily think about. So I really, really like that. And obviously it's helpful because I can then mention it, and then if say for example someone else is making the Battenberg blanket and didn't think of this, I'm sure most of you have thought of tying in the ends when you finished a granny square, to be honest. It's probably just me, but yeah, it's amazing. So thank you all so much. Massive help. Right, now I'm going to try and dive straight in. We're at nearly 12 minutes. I do apologise. But anyway, just super excited and super grateful. Oh, I've had my hair cut, by the way. Check out my cute little ponytail. For those of you who have probably first time seeing me, I used to have really, really long hair. It was like down here. It was, oh, can you see that? No, it was like down here. It was really, really long. So yeah, it's just because I haven't had it cut for a while. So yeah, I saw my mum at the weekend and she did a lovely cut of my hair, and I'm really, really pleased. Cute little ponytail. Anyway, completely digressed. I have a finished object for you this week. It's a surprise because I cast it on last week and I finished it off this morning, actually. That is, you know, a little segue there. Finished it off this morning. So obviously, having seen a lot of the comments about the gift crocheting, you know, getting all my gifts as a separate works in progress and not subject to the cast, you know, finishing 2 objects before I can cast on, I decided to just cast on one of my gift projects, and I finished it. So I'm going to quickly show you. It was Danielle the Axolotl. So it's the mini version, and I bought the kit for the 2. And so here they are. 2 Danielle Axolotls. I love these tails, they're so cute. Cast on and finished. These little frills are a bit funny. There we go, it's because they've been sat together. There we go. Cast on and finished. I think they were cast on at the weekend, possibly. Yeah, I'm finished. So I'm really, really pleased because I've got a friend coming to stay. When's she coming? This weekend. So I had to get these finished for the weekend. So I'm really glad that I have. They're very cute, aren't they? I love axolotls. My friend likes them too. So my idea was she can have a look at them both, see which one she prefers. She can have them both if she wants, actually, but I thought she could have one and then I could have the other. So happy. Oh, but by Toft, sorry. The pattern is by Toft, and it was one of the little not gift packs, I can do this, one of the kits that I bought. So there we go. 2 Danielle Axolotls ready for when my friend comes next week. So that's 1 finished object. 2 technically, but we'll count it as 1. But again, not counted because free pass and all that. I'm getting a bit liberal with all this, aren't I? Right, so now into my current works in progress and where I am with them. So my first one is the Anthology Throw by Helen Stewart. Again, love this project. It's just taking me a bit longer now because the stitch count is really high. But I am doing some decent work on it. Right, hang on. I'm a bit tangled, like always, using my lovely little avocado needle stoppers. I love these, they're so cute. So, where am I up to? Let's stretch this out a bit. So that's snail is where I got to last week. And then if I kind of show you that, I need to come down a bit. There we go. So you can see that I was partway through the variegated colourway. It's quite difficult to see because the variegated colourway has this slime green, I suppose, this bright green, and it also has this dark green in it. So it's quite difficult to see where it starts and where it finishes. But I finished the variegated colourway and I've also finished the dark green because I've started adding in my new colour. Sorry, that was quite blurry, wasn't it? So I've started adding in the next colour, which is, let me grab this. It is in here somewhere, here we go, which is this colour. So a really nice purple. So this is now colour 23. Now the blanket is designed for 24 colours, but I actually have 25. So I've got this purple, then I have the variegated colourway, so it's the Simtech F1 car, and so that includes this purple, and then there's like an aqua colour which I'm going to finish on. So we're nearly there. If I really push, I could probably do it in 2 weeks. I'm giving myself 2 weeks. But yeah, there's still all these ends to tie in. So I did try to tie in as I went, but that quickly went out the window because we know what I'm like. But yeah, so that is my anthology throw. We're nearly there. I'm looking forward to the day that I can cast it off and just throw it open, because then I'm just going to have a really nice vision of what it looks like, because at the minute it looks like this, which, yeah, you can't actually see what it's going to look like when it's finished, which is a shame, but that's fine. Let's put it back in the bag. So my next work in progress is this one. So this is my For Fox's Sake sweater by Maxim Sear. I'm hoping you can see what I wanted you to see and it wasn't blurry because I couldn't see the thing. And again, this one is not massive amount of progress. So here's my marker and it's about probably an inch again. I still haven't tried it on, but if I bring it back, yeah, we're getting there, aren't we? We're really getting there. So I could do with trying it on really and getting a proper idea of how much further I need to go. But yeah, I think that's going to be such a sweet jumper and I'm very, very, very excited about it. But apparently not that excited to just plough away on it. But as I say, well, as I've said in previous podcasts, at the minute it is being relegated to my bedtime knitting. So I usually read a book on my Kindle, I prop it up, and then I will knit and read. So that project is perfect because it's just stockinette in the round, so pretty handy. Right, the next one is, I love this project, the Mood Snood by Alt Knots. I absolutely love it, absolutely love it. So here it is. Ta-da! So this is actually now finished. Oh, you can see my join. But this is actually now finished. If I show you, well, I say finished, you can see there's loads of ends. So there's Bulbasaur. So all I did was this little bit here. And yeah, as I say, that's basically finished now. The only thing I've got left to do is to tie in all the ends, which is the usual story with me. So yeah, that is pretty much done. As I say, I'm not actually counting it yet because it's not finished. It's got ends. But the crochet work is all done. So I'm very, very pleased. I don't think I need to block it. It doesn't fit, but it's acrylic yarn, so I don't think I need to anyway. So I don't know what I'm talking about. But yes, and I also wanted to quickly touch upon the crochet hook that I used. So it was the Furls Streamline resin hook. I'll quickly show you it. This one is the Virgo hook. So it's made of resin, absolutely beautiful. Love them, absolutely love using them. But I did just want to touch upon, because in my previous 2 videos when I mentioned these, I didn't mention that they are made of resin, so that kind of makes them slightly delicate. I say slightly because they're fine for crochet projects as long as you're not crocheting too tightly. I probably wouldn't use them to make amigurumi, for example, unless it's like a bigger amigurumi where the tension's a little looser. I would also not recommend dropping them because I don't think it would survive if you dropped it. Yeah, so that's the only thing I just wanted to say, because it was mentioned in a comment as well, that they are prone to breaking. So, for example, if I put this on the table and it rolled off and fell on the floor, I wouldn't fancy its chances. So I just wanted to mention that, because obviously I was raving about them, and they're obviously, everything has a flaw, but resin can be quite delicate. So yeah, just bear that in mind if you decide to grab yourself loads. Just make sure that you store them well and that you don't drop them, basically. But yeah, I just wanted to touch upon that. The next project are my Very Veronica socks. The pattern is by Twinset and Pearl and the yarn is by Botanical Yarn. And this was the August instalment of their Sock Club socks from 2022. As I've said in previous podcasts, I am slowly working my way through them. And yeah, it's just nice to have, as I said last week, nice to have socks back on the needle, because it feels like a breath of fresh air. And I'm glad that some of you out there do agree with me. Having a pair of socks on the needle is just, it's nice. It's really nice. So this is where I got to last week, this gummy bear. And I've managed to do quite a good length of the sock. If I quickly, it's not actually in that bag, is it? It's all the way over there. I think I'm not far off finishing the leg. And then I can turn for the heel. So I don't know if you can see this very well, but it's 2 different types of lace running throughout. So they're really lacy socks. I need to try them on, really. But yeah, they're really lacy. So it's taken me a bit longer than normal socks. But I say that and I've done quite a bit. But that's just because I missed socks. I'm like, I just want to knit socks. So yeah, beautiful. Really, really love them. Yeah, what more can I say? They're a pair of socks. They're great. The yarn's lovely, obviously. It's, again, Botanical Yarn. I love Botanical Yarn, but these colours aren't available anymore because they were only released for the Sock Club. Botanical Yarn and Twinset and Pearl are still doing the Sock Club. It is still running throughout 2023, but I didn't sign up for it because this is August. I'm really far behind. So, yeah, I don't know if I may consider again. I'm not sure. I know that Twinset and Pearl have a lot of sock patterns that I really, really like. So I think what I might do is maybe purchase a sock pattern each month, because I have many one skein hand-dyed yarn just sitting around the house, and it'd be nice to actually use them. So I might do that once I'm caught up, but I don't know yet. We shall see, we shall see. Right, so those are all my works in progress, I think I showed you them all. All the works in progress that I've worked on. Haven't worked on my rug. Again, it's on the trolley. I do need to really crack on with it, but it's all right. I'm looking at it at the minute. It's just not easy to move around. But anyway, I realised I've just left something where I didn't want to leave it. Well, I meant to grab it, but I didn't grab it, and I've just dropped a stitch, have I? Oh, that's fine. Right, so I am working. I did cast-ons. Really well done. Seamless, as they say. I have cast on a new project. Bear with me a minute. My apologies. I left it on the table. You think I'd get everything ready, but I forgot one thing. So I do have a cast on for you this week. It is a gift, so I'm allowed. It doesn't count towards my current whips or anything like that, but it is a gift. And the pattern is, I can't see who it's by, so I'll have to find out the name. I think it's probably in the rest of the pattern, which I do have here, but it's not noted. So I'll have to look that up for you and put it on the little blurb below. But it is an amigurumi Totoro. Can you see that? No, you can't. There we go. So it's an amigurumi Totoro, and this will be a gift for family member. For those of you who don't know, in fact, my t-shirt, here we are, Totoro. Totoro is from a Japanese animated movie called My Neighbor Totoro, and it's one of my favourite movies. I absolutely adore it. And was it last year? I think it was last year. My partner bought us tickets to see the stage show that they were putting on in London. So this is where that t-shirt is from. It's from when we went to see the stage show in London. And honestly, it was one of the best stage shows I've seen. I mean, it was amazing. I can't speak. It was absolutely amazing. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. The puppetry, they involved Jim Henson Studio to assist with the puppetry and just get all of that side of things done. Oh wow, it was spectacular. Basically, it was just. I mean, if you've seen the movie, yeah, and you think, well, how can you do that on a stage show? It doesn't quite add up. And can you do it and do it justice? You can. You really can. It was stunning, and it was so stunning that it's sold out. And they have actually done a number of new dates from, I think it's November this year. My partner and I think it's November to March of next year that they're doing the new dates for. But it was that popular and it was that amazing. And me and my partner are still thinking about whether or not we should go again, because it was just, it was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Anyway, completely digressed. I'm making Totoro, who I have done not a lot, but here it is. Ooh, dropping that, there we go. So here it is. That's how far I've got so far. This is his head, believe it or not. So that will come down eventually and be his head. I am using my Bella Coco crochet hooks for this. They are metal tipped, and I think it's plastic with a coating handle. Again, is it ergonomic? I'm not sure, but again, I prefer this sort of handle. I'm not using a resin hook because they don't go that small, and I think it just holds up better in terms of amigurumi. So I do gravitate towards metal hooks when it comes to amigurumi, and hooks that aren't going to bend, because I do have hooks that are thin all the way down, and yeah, I can tend to bend them because I'm a bit aggressive with my crochet hooks. Only when I'm doing amigurumi anyway. But yeah, so that will be Totoro as my gift, and that's a cast on, so exciting. Next, right, I have one acquisition for you, so I will show you that. But before I do, I am just going to say that I have pre-ordered my advent calendars for this year. So my plan was to have 2 yarn advent calendars, well, 3 technically, because one of them is a crochet advent calendar and it's Toft's advent calendar. Still waiting for when that comes out. I don't know when it comes out, or comes out for pre-order anyway, but I've missed out and I keep missing out. So this year I'm getting on it. I'm going to get the Toft advent calendar when it's released for pre-order. The other 2 I have already pre-ordered, and I'm very excited. I initially wanted, I think I said last year after Vlogmas, that I really wanted to do the Yarn Artists advent calendar again. I have since decided against that, because she did a vote on her Instagram, and the theme that won was Monet's water lilies. Now, I love Monet. I love the paintings of water lilies. Absolutely stunning. However, the calendar in 2022 was Impressionism, and a lot of those were Monet's paintings. So I'm not sure how different that will be to, the new calendar will be to this year's, to last year's even. As much as I loved it, I thought I want to try something new. I do love the Yarn Artist. I love all of her yarns, but I think advent calendar wise, I want to try something new, as I said. So I've gone with Woolly Mama. So I have pre-ordered Woolly Mama's advent calendar, And the other advent calendar that I've gone for is a new dyer to me. I have been following them for a while and I keep eyeing up their yarn. Don't know why I haven't bought from them yet. But the advent calendar I chose is Zakami yarns. So I've chosen their advent calendar because when they released what their theme was, it was a no-brainer for me. So it's based on travel, and it just sounded so wholesome to me that I couldn't resist it. Obviously I'm not doing it justice because annoyingly I didn't print off the blurb that came with it, but it just sounded so wonderful. So I have pre-ordered that one. So the 3 advent calendars, well, the 2 that I have currently pre-ordered that will definitely be featuring in Vlogmas this year are Woolly Mama's advent calendar and Zakami yarn advent calendar. So yes, very excited, and hopefully Toft if I can get it. But anyway, on the line of Toft, they had their little Easter egg hunt weekend just gone. So obviously I had to take part in it. So I have some items to show you. The Easter egg hunt was you had to locate 5 different Easter eggs on their site and then add them to your basket. One of them was a 50% off the sheet book, but I already have the sheet book, so I didn't get that. Another one was for a free pattern for their crochet along. I think it's Callista was the name of the bird. I could be totally wrong. Another one was for 10% off, so you get the voucher through the post for 10% off, which you can use between now and, let me check the date, between now and the 12th of May. So that little voucher. Another one was for 4 patterns, 4 postcard patterns, I think they call them. And then the last one, my favourite, was for the Morag patch. I love Morag. Morag's amazing. So Morag is the Highland Coo. So I'm going to quickly show you that. There we go. Morag, the Highland Coo. I absolutely love her. Gorgeous. So hopefully I do have the pattern for Morag. I just haven't made it yet, but there we go. I have the patch. I'm so excited. It's gorgeous. I could not get that. So this little egg is the paper which has the code on for the 10% off. So I got that as well. I did get the bird pattern, but that's in my Toft account, so I can access that online. These 2, so this one here is the mini allium, and this one here is the mini hyacinth. So these 2 I think everybody got, and they're well cute then. So those are those. And the other 2 I got, these are random I think for everybody. So the other 2 that I got, the first one was this one, which is Mini Cat the Turtle. Very cute. So cute. And then I got this little fella. So this is Rosie the Dachshund. Again, very cute. Love it. So those were my 3 patterns for the eggs. Now, I did obviously make an order as well. Added other stuff to the basket. The first one was this lovely, this is Ophelia, the tailed, is it tailed jay? Must be. So this is Ophelia. So is that right? Yes, because I got Rosalind and I got Oberon. Oberon was the first one that I got, and then I got Rosalind because I wanted to try and get all of them, and then this is the last one. So this is Ophelia. So I now have all of these that were from they basically donated £3 to Work for Good, and it's to do with mental health essentially. So I really wanted all 3. So I'm really happy that I do have all 3 now. So I've got that kit, and then the other kit that I got, because I'm going to the Toft workshop at Kew Gardens in July, I thought I'd better get some practice in on flower monsters, because I've never made a flower monster, and yeah, I thought I'd try a couple and see how I got on. So I treated myself to these 2 little cuties, I believe. So this is a tulip. No, this one's a tulip. Tulip is one of my favourite flowers. I can't remember what this one is. I'm going to be really obnoxious and open it. Sorry. I do apologise. So the first one, yep. Bluebell. I don't know why, it's pretty obvious what it is. So this one is the tulip and this one is the bluebell. Now, one thing I noticed with this kit, you usually get the normal sort of crochet hooks with the rubber handle, but this one came with a little wooden handle. How lovely is that? So I don't know if that's a new thing, I'm not sure, or whether it's just for the plant monsters that they give you the wooden handle, I'm not sure. But yes, so I'll just quickly show you inside as well. So there's all the yarn, all the goodies, and then you get taped onto the side of the box this tapestry needle for sewing in your ends. There we go. Or sewing it together even, rather than sewing in ends. But there we go. So those are all my acquisitions this week. Yeah, quite a packed video. Well, yeah, that is everything. I feel like there's more, but there's not. So just drawing it out, you know. Anyway, I hope you all have an absolutely amazing rest of the week and that you have an amazing weekend. Fingers crossed, spring is on its way, for us in the UK at least. But I hope you all have an absolutely amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.